Good morning, Mountains. We are live here in Warfield, Kentucky. JJ Pruitt and Man, West Virginia on this rainy, dreary day. JJ, it looks like you're flooded out over there. Are you in a rain jacket?
Uh, yeah, I'm preparing for all situations. I mean, it's nasty outside, and it can easily get nasty in the house. So I'm not taking any chances, and got my little rain jacket on, and I'm ready to go.
I told you guys, JJ is a unique individual. You never know. And the way he was brought up sheltered, it does not surprise me that he's wearing a rain jacket on a rainy day. In the house. So,
Absolutely.
JJ, today is July 30th. This day in history is what?
Okay, so in 1945, the USS Indianapolis was sunk by a Japanese submarine shortly after delivering the internal components of the atomic bombs that were later dropped on Hiroshima, which I thought was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
In 1965, U.S. President Lyndon B. Johnson signed amendments to the Social Securities Act that established Medicare and Medicaid. In 1976, let's see, it looks like Bruce Jenner, well, obviously he's known as a different name now. He actually ended up winning decathlon gold at the Montreal Olympics. And I got one last one for you. In 1991, heavy metal band Metallica released their single Enter Sandman.
Oh, so that's one. Sad we don't have Bradley on today. He's our resident metalhead. He would enjoy that one.
And that's a classic. That's one of the first Metallica songs that I can personally remember. I mean, I know that they was really big in the 80s.
The video when I was a kid scared me to death. I was scared of the video because it had that old man in the hand. And
didn't it have like some kind of visual that for people that have like certain disorders, it could, mess with them a little bit?
I don't know. I don't know about that, but I know it definitely scared me to death. I was scared to death of the old man in the video. And, later on we won't go into that, but it definitely had an effect on some of my teen life. So we'll go into that another day. But this day in history, I got one for you, JJ.
Whoa! Wow.
1956, the phrase "In God We Trust" legally became the motto of the United States.
Now that's probably the best one. I mean, I know I had a couple of really good ones, but that one is definitely my favorite for sure. And I can imagine everybody in the comments section is going to love that one as well.
JJ, fill us in on celebrity birthdays.
Now this one's actually what the new kids would call a banger. This one's really good. Christopher Nolan. Wish him a happy birthday. Like, he's made a lot of really good films. He's known for The Dark Knight. Interstellar, like Memento is one of my favorite ones that he directed. I mean, he's got a lot of really good films. Hilary Swank, I don't know if you remember her. Yeah, two-time
$1 Million Baby.
Yeah, two-time Oscar winner. Actually, she won her first Oscar for, I believe, this film called Boys Don't Cry in the 90s, which is really good. And then, like you said, I think it was $1 Million Baby that she won another one as well. And then up next is The Terminator. Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'll be back. My favorite one with him is Jingle All the Way. Holiday classic.
It's not even close. My favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger movie is Commando.
And what was that other one? Kindergarten Cop. I mean, that was one that I remember watching as a kid. It's not a tomb or Terry Crews.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then I got one last one, Lawrence Fishburne.
Lawrence Fishburne. This is a big birthday day.
Yeah, this is a really good one. And Vivica Fox as well.
So you gave us a slew of A-list celebrities there. No C-listers today.
No, sir. And a lot of Oscar winners, a lot of good comedians. And what Lawrence Fishburne, what was he, Morpheus in The Matrix?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's definitely a good day to have a birthday.
Well, on my Facebook friends list, I want to say a happy birthday to the AEW heavyweight champ, Kyle Maggard. Killer Kyle Maggard. Happy birthday, Kyle. Also, the man we had on yesterday, David Sarton, running for Senate in Wayne and Kermit. Happy birthday, David Sarton.
Oh, wow. Happy birthday.
Robbie Beto. Happy birthday, Robbie Beto. And let's see if there's anybody else notable. Katie Solar. Katie Solar. She does Katie Solar Films in Prestonsburg. Really good videographer there. So happy birthday, Katie. And Katie, Kyle, David, Robbie. Happy birthday, guys. All right, JJ, as we move on, have you been watching the TBT tournament?
The TBT, I can't say that I have. I've been kind of busy doing research for other topics, so you'll have to fill me in on what's been going on with the TBT.
The TBT, do you even know what it is?
The Throwback Thursday. I mean,
No, it's well, kinda. They have basically each college has an alumni team, and they all the alumni teams play in a tournament called the TBT tournament, and the winner gets $1 million to split. So right now that's going on. Little unique ending in the Elam ending, in the TBT. Nick Elam come up with an ending back years ago, and basically wanted to take away the stall ball and fouling at the end, and being able to sit there and wind the clock down, to win ball games. So the TBT has adopted the Elam ending, and the target score is 71. So you play first one 71.
that kind of reminds me of, you remember when Kobe first passed away a couple of years ago, and they had that All-Star game, and they fixed it to where the first every single quarter, like there was a winner, and then like in the fourth quarter, like they had a final score that they wanted to play to.
Yeah.
Then is that kind of what it's like?
It's kind of like that. But we're going to take a look here at the shot. What it guarantees. And by the way, we see Matt Maynard. We see Prestonsburg Mayor Rick Hughes tuning in. Rick Hughes, guys, if you're wanting to vote for a better Prestonsburg, keep Rick Hughes in the office, guys. The D&D is a big supporter of Rick Hughes. But it basically ensures that you're going to have a big shot to end the game. Whether it's a free throw or 3 or a 2, or and I'm not sure. Some of them, I'm not sure if the TBT, and maybe Matt Maynard can tell us this, if the TBT takes, and if you don't hit 71 on the dot, if you go back to a certain score, I'm not sure on that. Somebody can let us know. But let's take a look at how the game ended last night. This is the biggest TBT game ever, because you got a huge rivalry in college basketball playing each other. Kentucky versus Louisville at Freedom Hall.
Louisville fans. Bledsoe attacks. Catch and shoot. Andrew Harrison and La Familia are heading to Philadelphia. The Blue Crown State is still run by Big Blue Nation.
Oh, wow.
Harrison twins coming up clutch again for the Cats, JJ.
They were always tough. I mean, did they go to the national championship, or was it the Final Four a couple of years, or?
No, they won the national championship, and then they went no, they did not win a national championship. They went and got beat out by they went 31 and I think it was 30-0 in the regular season, or 38-0 or 38-1, I think was their final record. But they was part of that Kentucky team that went undefeated during the regular season and ended up getting beat out by Wisconsin in the Final Four.
That's unbelievable. That team was so talented too. But I think that, the platoon system started out really well for them, but then I think that at some point they should have been able to have like a solid guaranteed starting five. Like, what do you think about that?
Well, no, I thought the platoon system, I thought it worked fine, but I wish that he would have interchanged the platoon, because, the players, at times, because, he pretty much let one group play with one group and the other group play with another. And, if they would have took and put, say, I think everybody's big clause is they thought Devin Booker should have been in and on Sam Decker, and Sam Decker may not have got that shot off. But, that Wisconsin team was really good with Sam Decker and Frank Kaminsky, so, two future NBA, players drafted, both of them in the first round. So, it sucks because that could have been history. Like Kentucky, there's only one team that's ever went undefeated, and that's Indiana. And Kentucky could have done it, and they was dominant that year, man. I mean, they was beating teams left and right. Most unstoppable, best team I've ever seen in my personal life, and I still think it's the best team ever in college basketball.
Yeah, and sometimes the best teams don't always get it done. I mean, it's like if you look at 2007, the Patriots. I mean, I would still put them up against anybody, but they just had one day where they had a bad game, and
Well, guys, we are going to take real quick. Remember, everybody, make sure that you share today's show. Somebody will win $50 code hard cash. So if you hit the share button and comment down in the comment section below and let us know. At the end of the show, JJ will put you on the wheel and you'll have a chance to win $50. So JJ, the story wasn't so much the shot. The story coming out of Freedom Hall, there was a brawl in Freedom Hall. Let's take a look at this.
Oh, wow.
Basically, you get the gist of it. It ended up, what you can't see is behind it there. There was fans into it too. Our good friend Drew Franklin from KSR got swung on by a fan. He's got a video up on his TikTok about that if you want to go check it out. But, it's no surprise anytime Kentucky and Louisville gets together, no matter what it's in, if it's water polo, it's going to get heated, JJ.
I mean, it's just like back in the 90s or the bad boy Pistons era, like the late 80s. They always had this motto, if we're not going to win the game, we're going to win the fight. So, I mean, win one of the two for sure. Yeah,
they definitely going to win. Cats are going to come out on top more times than not, JJ. It is 8:19. We are running late. You guys want to come right back and join us. We're going to talk about the upcoming election. We're going to talk about the Olympics. And we're going to have David Jones on at 8:30. Come right back and join us here on the Startup Morning Show.
Started right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be for generations to come.
And we are back here on the Startup Morning Show. JJ, last segment and this segment, we will start every show from now on with our good friend Jeremy Pinson at Punk's Tires. Guys, if you need tires, go to Punk's Tires. Jeremy Pinson knows tires. I found out what number he was in high school, JJ, 42. Pensamore 42. He was the big man for the Belfry Pirates. So big shout out there, Jeremy Pinson. And
Absolutely.
Tires, proud supporter of the Startup Morning Show.
Yeah, we're very grateful for him, allowing us to, or being one of our sponsors. And Jeremy, if you have a jersey by any chance, I would love to have it.
Well, just like, we was talking about Jeremy playing for the Startup, sponsoring and playing for Belfry. We got some breaking news yesterday.
Oh, really?
Jackson Estridge is
No
returning
way.
home and will be suiting up for the Belfry Pirates this season. This is a huge shakeup in the 15th region. All of a sudden, it gives Zaid Rash a running mate there on Pond Creek. And, I could very well see, them being in the top 5 when season comes about, in top 5 teams in the region.
I can't tell you how excited I am. I mean, Jackson, he's not only is he a really good kid, but he is a really good ball player. And I'm not just saying that because or being biased or anything like that. Like, if you watch his games, like just the way that he moves, like the way he moves on the defensive side, the way he plays offense. I mean, he can do it all. Like, he's the true definition of a two-way player.
I think he, in my mind, I think he might be the best two-way player, most complete player in the region.
I would agree with that.
Find
me one that can do it on both sides better, and
there might be better offensive players,
mm-hmm.
but you just take complete game IQ. And don't get me wrong, he's got stuff he's got to work on. He's got to get in the weight room, got to get a little stronger. But the coach at Belfry, everything we're hearing from him, seems like he's really high on him, and and the what people don't understand is the situation that it's not Martin County people are going to look at it and they're going to be like, well, something didn't go right, there's bad feeling. We love Martin County. If you guys don't know, Jackson's my son. But we love Martin County, and Jackson, we'll have Jackson on either tomorrow or Thursday. We'll bring him on the show. But, it's a situation where, right now, Jackson, he loves his teammates. He did not want to leave Martin County, but sometimes family situations pop up where you've got to, adjust, and when you got family members in need, you got to do, and he's a kid that's making the ultimate sacrifice, and he don't, he never wanted to leave Martin County, and Martin County, I tell you, this is an amazing place, and I highly suggest any player go to Martin County because they got a great coaching staff, the administration, Chuck White and crew, the great support system, and Josh Warren and them. The parents are great with Billy Davis and crew. Everything here is great. And it just sucks that he's not going to be able to be a part of that, his senior season. But I guess the precursor is that he gets to go home and finish at Pond Creek, where his mom and dad, we both graduated, and that's what we're known for. So, the situation sucks, but hopefully he can take lemons and make lemonade.
Absolutely, and I'm like that. I'm right there with you because I graduated from Belfry as well, and it feels good to see him come home. And I think that if I had to critique his game and say if he had any flaws, I would say his only flaw is just him being too unselfish at times. I really feel like he's one of them kids that can get you 25 a game and still lock up your best player. And I really look forward to seeing how aggressive he's going to be on the court this season.
No, you're 100% right there. And as grab him. Sorry guys, my daughter come down and she's brought the dog with her. But as it's he's definitely too unselfish as and that's the part at Belfry. they're going to need him, to be one of the guys. So, can he step up? He's still got to prove that. Can he step up and be that star, knowing that his entire life he's been the guy that's done the dirty work? So,
well, we clearly know what he's capable of based on the footage that you showed me in the last, it was either yesterday or the day before, of how he, lit it up in the summer league camp.
Yeah.
So and he did that against top tier competition.
Yeah.
So we know what he's capable of. It's just a matter of like whenever you finally give him the keys to the car. Yeah,
it's up here with him. But congratulations to that young man there. And we see Corey Thacker tuning in, head coach of the Betsy Lane Lady Bobcats. Corey actually used to be his coach. So Corey, he's the one that can tell you about Jackson probably more than anybody. So we'll have Corey chime in if he wants to there about it. But speaking of that, while Corey's tuning in, let's give Corey a little treat here, JJ. We had Isaiah Allen on the other day. We're going to have Carter Parsons on soon. And, hopefully we'll have Coach Darryl on. Betsy Lane football is kind of the story right now. Betsy Lane football went undefeated in the regular season last year. Mm-hmm. Ended up going into, I think, they lost their first playoff game to Martin County. Martin County put them out after a 9-0 season or 10-0 season. They ended up going 10-1 after the loss to Martin County. But when you take a look at the work the players are putting in, the talent that's there on Betsy Lane, there's no surprise that why Betsy Lane's doing what they're doing. And when Darryl come over as head coach, they better do what they can do to hold on to that man. And, because he has changed not just the way they're playing, he's changed the culture. Betsy Lane kids believe in each other. And then they got assistant coaches like Harley Quillen is one of the best at putting social media propaganda out, for the team. So if you're going to buy stock, JJ, right now in a mountain football team, you buy in Betsy Lane because big things are coming about for the Bobcats.
Absolutely. You're betting on potential. And, he's just a perfect example of, how much a good coach really matters, or a coach that, knows what they're doing. Because you got a lot of teams out there that have a lot of phenomenal players and a lot of really good talent, but they don't have the right teacher to, put all of that together. And, in his case, I would definitely bring out the Brinks truck, or whatever the equivalent of a Brinks truck is for, high school football. I would definitely do everything I could to keep that person.
Now here though, JJ, I'm going to take and show you behind the scenes why Betsy Lane is what Betsy Lane is, though. Check this out.
Christ.
Boys are killing it in the weight room. It's PR Max Day on the hill there. Betsy Lane Bobcats doing something special. Coach Jones.
Whoa, who was that?
Is your team working like that?
Oh yeah, man. We trying to get some 7-on-7 with them, so hopefully we can get that squared away by next week or so. But I put out a couple of fillers to try to get some 7-on-7 over in Kentucky because I know they pass the ball really well and coach very well. So.
Well, hopefully that happens. And you've always been a believer in the weight room. Just neat to really see and them buy in like that. And when you got Harley Quillen on campus, there's no doubt that your weight training is going to look like that, right?
Oh yeah, man. They got it going on over there. It's a different Betsy Lane. I can promise you that. And you always want to challenge. I always want to challenge my guys to play the best of the best. That's why. I wanted to get up with them and go, test, see what we got, and all that good stuff.
Yeah, well, definitely wanted to bring you in. Media Day is on Friday. Is the boys excited to be able to get a little exposure and to get interviewed and stuff by local media outlets?
Oh yeah, man. They always excited. I encourage it very, a lot because, that's what you're going to do whenever you go off to college or or basically going to a job interview or something. But, we're working, very hard and, they're excited. We was fortunate enough, we got to start 2 weeks earlier than everyone. We saved some of our flex days and, we've been getting in shape and, getting our guys squared away.
Are you pleased with where you're at right now?
Oh man. No. We just don't know. It's a little different, especially when you start out, and it's hard to please me. I'm never satisfied. I always think we can get better. I always think we can get better as coaches, and I always think that there's something else that we can do to make them better. So,
yeah.
I'm never how can I say it? I'm never relaxed. I'm always on the edge. So it's always there's something else we need to be doing and all that good stuff. But at this point in time, I'm pleased with their energy. I'm pleased with the guys, like they don't miss practices. We had an off day yesterday because we had to do all the coaches. We had meetings and stuff, and all that good stuff. And you had about every one of them up at the field, doing work on their own. So, that speaks volumes for, our guys.
Well, I know you got to be excited last night. La Familia, Kentucky gets a big dub over Louisville. What's your thoughts on that? L's down.
Well, and it showed at the end, what Louisville is. So I was excited about that. And, the Harrison twins come in clutch again. But I'm always excited whenever we beat those Cardinals for sure.
Yeah, they always when Cats and Louisville get together, no doubt when you seen the skirmish after what exactly that's going to happen 90% of the time when you get them two schools together, right?
Absolutely, man. And honestly, this was the first time me being a coach, where I'm in West Virginia now, like I can literally do the L's down live on anything. Beforehand, my guys was going there and all that. They still may or whatever, but it don't matter to me. We're in the state of West Virginia now, so L's down all day.
in a completely different state. Go ahead, JJ.
That's a fact.
Coach Jones, it's always good to see you. And I know you're not with the Red anymore, but I do got the Mingo Central on.
Okay. Hey, listen, I've never look. I may be on the other side of the river, and some of them may feel some type of way about me for being here. But I'm once a pirate, always a pirate. And I'm glad my nephew back home, doing it where he started too, man. And I'm big excited for him, and I'm always going to root for the Pirates. So regardless of whatever it is, I'm always going to be a pirate. So I almost wore my jersey on here to represent my nephew today, but I ain't want to cause no ruckus.
Well, you would have definitely got us some numbers up, that's for sure. David Jones back in a Belfry uniform. Now I'm tickled to death, and I know you. When you heard about this situation going on with his mama, that's the first thing you said. Let the boy go back home and have peace his senior year. And for him to go back there, you was a strong proponent of that, and especially after you heard the situation, that's what people don't understand. I mean, you're loving, you bleed Mingo Central blue right now, but you'll always be a Pirate too.
Oh, through and through. Regardless of anything, Belfry done for me what no one else could. They made me grow, and they took on a young kid that just really really didn't have it all together, and I got to make a life for myself and my family and stuff, and just with Jackson's situation, that's the same thing with me and my coaching. I didn't want to leave my boys in Lexington at all, but my grandma was sick, and and I had to come home. And the opportunity was, I wanted to coach, of course, and the opportunity came about up at Mingo. And regardless of the situation, I was coming home, but I didn't really want to quit coaching.
Yeah.
And God blessed me. I got to spend 7 months with my grandma before she passed. And I couldn't, I couldn't have made a better decision. So once I heard about his situation with his grandma, it's a no-brainer. And not only that, he's a very appreciative kid. And for him to be that age and understand, family come first like that, that's huge, because, that's what I'm trying to instill in my guys, even if my staff, if something comes up with their family or whatever it may be, is 100%, they know not to come to practice or to a game. They need to go and take care of their family first. So
yeah, it's hard on us right now. I mean, it's a senior year, and knowing that we're not going to have him in the house with us, that's rough.
That's tough. That's what I'm saying, man. And it's just those situations pop up, but I'm just glad he has an opportunity, and he was able, and as far as the circumstances and stuff, but he's able to go back home and be around the people that he grew up with, and heck, he started school with, them his buddies, and I know he appreciative to Prestonsburg and Martin County,
Oh yeah, he loves them.
Absolutely.
Before JJ goes in too much, David, I want to get your last thoughts before I let JJ have you. Vincent Sweet Pea Burns, your old teammate, your old coach, talk a little bit about Sweet Pea and his what his loss means to his community and his family. Man,
that hit me. I'm be leaving tonight. We're going up to Lexington. We have his funeral tomorrow morning. But he was just one of the good guys, man, and he always spoke his mind. He always was just blunt. And he's from one of the best schools in the state, and that's Lowndes High School in Valdosta, Georgia. So he and not only that, he was a coach. He coached for me. He's one of my best friends, man. It's a tough loss. I'm prayers for his wife Sam and his daughters, and most definitely his grandbabies, and stuff. But that's a big loss to Wildcat Nation. Sweet Pea, he got drafted 3rd round to Indianapolis Colts. A lot of people don't know he won a Super Bowl with the Colts. He was injured that year, but he won a Super Bowl with the Colts. And he was a defensive line coach for me for 3.5, I think 3 years or 4 years, something like that. My time at Bourbon, he was a defensive line coach for me. And he also, a lot of people don't know, he got ties to the mountain. He came down and he was a defensive line coach for University of Pikeville. But he's just a genuine soul, man, and I'm gonna miss my brother big time, and just prayers for his family, man, because it's one of those things, a young dude, gone way too soon.
Yeah. Go ahead, JJ.
Coach Jones, I've got you in my prayers, man. I really hate that you took a loss like that. But I do got a question about, the football. I mean, how much more intense are the practices now that, you guys are back into the groove and stuff? Because I know the last time I got a chance to watch you guys, it was really intense. Like the DBs was going at it with the receivers. There was a lot of trash talk. Has that amplified since practice begun again?
Oh man, it's probably turned up times 100. And that's what we create. We create that atmosphere because, we want our practices to simulate, the games, time situations and stuff. And we don't have to do nothing. Our guys are just competitive. Like they they hate to get beat by each other. And we encourage it big time. And not only that, the coaches, we go at it, the offensive guys and the defensive guys, we go at it, and we just make a good competition and stuff. And that's what you have to have, definitely going into games and stuff. You gotta be able to compete.
Absolutely. And last year I remember watching a couple of your press conferences and reading some articles, and there was one game where you guys beat the brakes off of somebody. It was like 48-7 or something like that, and they asked you if you were satisfied, and you said no.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it looks good. Everything looks good until you see film and stuff, but and all that, and I wasn't satisfied. I can remember that game very clear. They had a lot
Was
of
it Tuck Valley by any chance?
No, I think it may have been the West Side game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. It was one of the games, one of those two. But we just played. We played poorly on. Did some poorly things. We just had enough athletes to make plays and stuff. But I knew that we couldn't continue to play like that, even though the score was different. We couldn't continue to play like that. But I'm very honest with my guys and stuff, and I praise them when they need praise, and I let them know when they don't. So, but it was just one of those things, man. It was one of those that I had to be very honest with.
Yeah. So going into the season at this moment in time, if there's one thing that you could name that your team could get better at, like what would it be? Like whether it's on the offensive side or the defensive side, like if there's one thing you can think of that stands out right now, like we got to really get better with this specifically. Like, do you have anything in mind?
Man, everything. At this point, that we won't be at our peak until the middle of the year or come, playoff time. We still haven't played a full game, and I've been there here. It's going on for my second year. We still haven't played a legit full game, offense, defense, and special teams, all three phases. But but we gotta get better at everything. We're nowhere near where we should be, of course, right now. And but we're gonna have a great test when Johnson Central come in August the 16th.
Will that be your first game?
That's our first scrimmage game.
Oh wow, I'm really excited for that. Well, since practice begun again, do you have any players that are surprising you, like any freshmen that are coming in that are, you're like, oh wow, like they may be able to potentially make an impact from the jump? Like, do you have any players like that you would like to give a shout out to?
Oh man, we got several guys that freshman wise, Jacob Maynard, he's going to be one of our starters. He's came in and he just done a phenomenal job. We got several other guys too that that was on the our JV last year, that was freshman last year, that's going to be sophomores this year, that stepped up and is ready to go. We got a couple more guys that's going to be pretty good too. We're blessed, man. We got an offense and a defense team. We don't have to go play our guys both ways if we don't want to, but some guys will play both ways because it's only going to help them, getting recruited and stuff if they do, and they're in shape to be able to do that. So you'll see a lot of guys playing both ways and all that good stuff.
I'm really excited, and one of the things that I'm most excited about is the fact that you have multiple quarterbacks, just in case one goes down, like last year with that tragedy. I'm really happy that you guys have like a second or third option. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a big bonus, and we talked about that as a staff. We got a legit 1, 2, 3 if we need it. We did move Brandon Harrison. He's moved to tight end and outside linebacker for us. We got Porter and Mills at the Nenny Mills at the quarterback spot now. And Jackson, he's the lead runner right now. He's been
That's
doing.
what I was going to say. Has he separated himself any?
Yeah, he has. He's the lead runner right now. He's been doing everything right. He's coming in whenever he's coming in and getting the guys together. I mean, he's staying after practice. You can't ask for a better guy. I mean, we also Chris Ross is up there with us right now before he leave off to college, so he's in his ear and all that good stuff. And it's just been a blessing to see everything develop and all that good stuff. But we still got a competition going on. It's still there, but he's just separated himself by doing those things and checking those marks that need to be checked. And I'm excited, man. I'm honestly I'm excited for our line. Our line, man, we probably about 6'2" across. We're very bigger than we was last year across the front. And we got our two big dog veterans up front too, with Riley Hatfield and Logan Hurley. So we're pretty excited for that front group too.
Well, I know you got. Oh, sorry, Darryl. Go ahead.
No, as you sit here and look, what about your big dog on campus? Your big star wideout, Aiden Burke. How's he looking?
Oh man, I'm gonna tell you what. So, me and Aiden had some very heart to hearts this summer. Going in and stuff. Yeah. I always knew this cat could be very special. I mean, he just a special young man. And, he came in and he's just a different person. He's a vocal leader. He wasn't that last year at all. He's doing the right things. He's staying after practice, and he's getting things together on both sides of the ball, and I'm just excited for him. I'm excited for a year I know he's going to have, because, the only thing he was missing is that mentality that he needed. And, that was just being a leader. I know we counted on him as a leader as a sophomore, but whenever you're a big dog, that's what you got to expect. Yeah. He's doing everything the right way. But I'm proud of him. Like, he was one of the other ones that got the guys together and come up, and they was throwing the ball around and all that good stuff. So, and they know our only focus is Tug, and and that's the only thing that we're focused on. That's the only thing we're worried about. And like I tell them, I want them sleeping, thinking, going to bed, thinking about, waking up, thinking about it. And, until that day come, August 29th.
So was that the opening game of the season?
Yeah, August 29th.
Oh, wow. Do you guys got them at home or away?
It's at home this year.
Ooh, okay. That's going to be a good one.
Yep, and it's on a Thursday, so everybody can get to come out and watch it before the Pike County Bowl.
So it's kind of, we always got to start football season with Man versus Logan normally on that Thursday night football game. So you guys get to play a Thursday. That right there is huge for the program, because all eyes are going to be on that game.
Oh yeah, man. Like a lot of people shed away from the game last year because it was at Tug and they didn't think there was seating and stuff. Yeah. Which it was packed. It was actually overpacked, but it's up on the mountain this year, and we're expecting a heck of a crowd, man. And I'm excited. I'm always excited to play our rival. I got beyond respect for Coach Ford. He's one of my all-time favorites. Mate one guy too. He's one of my all-time favorites and stuff. But after we play, I'm rooting for Tug. But until then, we got to battle it out and see who's the king of Mingo this year. You only hold the crown for so long, so we got to defend it now.
And that's the thing, they still gotta win. I'd like to know the all-time record. Has Tug beat Mingo in football?
No, it's 2-0. Mingo, that they've only played twice.
Okay.
So and then we only played. They played once before me, and then we played last year, and then.
David, we had, as many people may know, you not only won state titles in football, you also track and field was a superstar. Have you been watching the Olympics any?
I watched it. I watched a little bit of it. I ain't really watched it like that, but I'm
Well,
really a fan of track and field.
I'm gonna give you our morning update here. Let's see how the medal count looks right now. The U.S. still with only 3 gold medals. Japan leads the gold medal count with 6. France has 5. China 5. Australia 5. And South Korea 5. But U.S. still leads overall medal count with 20 overall medals. U.S. putting on a show here. JJ, talks all the time about the track and field guy, and David Jones is the best person to say. In track and field, 0.3 of a second, they're talking about that cat going for Usain Bolt record. 0.3 of a second, that's like an eternity, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. It's like eternity. It's a lot.
Yeah, I believe he ran his preliminary and his time was 9.8. And I'm trying to tell people, like, look, 9.58 is, you don't understand how much of a difference that is.
It's so different. Like, there's cats, they was like, my fastest 100 was a 10.5. And I had a kid coming to me, it was like, yeah, I can run fast as you. I run 11. I'm like, no, you can't, man. You probably can't now, but whenever I used to be able to run, like, man, it's a different speed, and it's funny because David Jr., he don't really believe that I used to be like that, and stuff. And my nephew Markel, they try to challenge me at the family cookout and stuff. If I wasn't coming off a broke foot, I would have got there and dusted them. But I still got it. Even though I got that dad bod, I still got a little bit in me.
But you got the hamstring though, like
give me 20 yards.
I don't know about that athleticism. David broke his foot getting out of bed, so but as we're sitting here, I was watching the interview today, and I know it's got to make you proud. A Lexington native, Lee Kiefer, is one of the 3 gold medals won it in fencing. So Kentucky bringing home a gold medal, one of the 3 so far.
Yeah, absolutely. And I also seen where I know it's close by in the tri-state. We always keep it in the tri-state, but Ironton, Ohio, female sprinter is out there too. I know we covered over there just a little bit too. So I seen that. Very proud of that, man. And I mean, I'm USA all day.
Well, Ironton as good as any of them. Back in the day, that Belfry used to play Ironton every day, and we used to get killed. I only remember one win, and I think that was 99, the year that we actually thought we would get hammered, and we pulled off the win. But Ironton, they put out some athletes.
Oh yeah, man, I can remember playing those cats, and we almost beat them down there, but I know almost doesn't count. We got beat by 3 points, and I was talking to my brother, my nephew after the game, and they was like, man, there's some big boys. I was like, I know. They look like the Cleveland Browns. That was my first year ever playing them too, and it was in the stadium, and they were, and all 3 of their running backs went to Ohio State that year.
Yep. We got some comments coming in here. Let's take a look at the comment section. Jeremy Pinson says, keep it up, fellas, the owner of Punk's Tires. Then also Carl Whitey Little says, I believe Estridge will do great at Belfry. So, guys, make sure your comments, we'll show your comments to the right side if you got questions, comments there for Coach Jones. But Coach Jones, we're going to keep you about 5 more minutes here, and then we got Connor Morgeson coming on. You got a chance to see the young man. I want to get your thoughts. Let people know your thoughts on Morgeson before we bring him on. I think he's froze.
Yeah.
There he is. He's back.
Okay.
He's
back?
Yeah, he's back.
My bad. What happened? It was I Listen to this storming over here, mate.
So I got the rain jacket on, man.
David, this boy, I try to tell people how sheltered and how unique this man is. He come to work today in his house. He's got a rain jacket on. He said he just wanted to be ready just in case. David froze again on us.
Yeah, missing a picture of him, but
Yeah, his internet. We're going to have to have Coach Jones. We're going to have Coach Jones. There he is.
It's storming over here, mate. One man.
You're fine, David. As I was going to just have you call in and put the picture of you with the cowboy hat on.
Man, we gotta get rid of that. That was all a joke, and then you blew it out of proportion. People were trying to make me wear that darn hat during the game, and I'm like, come on, man.
Listen, the whole storyline last year from Media Day that you have that hat on was there's a new sheriff in town, and listen, you rode that all season, so you made plenty of hype off that.
Yeah, that's it. I don't like hype, so we need to let that go in the archives, okay?
When you're sitting here, I was talking about JJ there. JJ, I always tell people they have no idea how sheltered this dude is. Like, JJ don't. There was something yesterday. Oh, he's never seen the movie Top Gun.
Anybody know? I know Jay better than probably any. Yeah. Like this is my brother. I know him better than anybody. That's David, you got to get on D&D. You got to get out of that turtle shell, bro.
Man, I'm working on it. Baby steps, one day at a time.
Darryl, he's been more out there since he's been with D&D since he's been born. Like
been to more restaurants than I've ever been to in the last 2 weeks.
Well, David, this dude, he come to work this morning. And when I popped on, I said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Are you in a rain jacket?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "It's raining over here." He said, "I'm just want to be ready in case something happens." I'm like, dude,
you ain't never seen The Day After Tomorrow? I mean,
yeah, that's my movie, Day After Tomorrow.
Or Twister. I mean, they got a new Twister out, and I ain't taking no chances.
JJ, I know you live in up Buffalo Creek, but the Buffalo flood, it come through back in 60s and 70s. It's not bad. It's not coming again, JJ.
Hey, anything can happen.
But David, we got Connor Morganson coming on at 9:15. You got a chance to see him in our All-Star game. Him and Coda Dalton went mano-a-mano. Talk a little bit about what you seen from the kid.
Man, I saw a kid that he can score whenever he wanted to score. Very athletic. He was the one that impressed me big time because I was like, where's he going to school at? And I think it wasn't Boyd County or
it was Powell at the time.
It was Red, yeah, Powell County and stuff. And I'm like, man, this cat's gonna be a special man. I'm
Did we lose him again?
Yeah, we lost him again there. I'm checking out Flavor Flav on TV during the show here, but let's see if I can turn him off and back on and see if that helps. As we sit here, we'll have him join us here in a second. But he just talking about Connor Morganson. I got a chance before we even get into him here. The Connor Morganson, he ended up at our All-Star game. He come out and I forgot how many he. There you go. You back now?
Yeah. You think I'm riding on Mount Parkway right now?
Yeah.
But like I said, I think the kid is special. He's a scorer. I was very impressed with him. Very athletic. I'm excited to see what he do, in high school, big time, and follow his career. He's going to be very special. I can't wait to hear him interview also.
Yeah, well, that's the thing that I want people to see is, when you speak to this young man, for him to be an incoming 8th grader, he is so well spoken. Like And you could tell he thinks about stuff that normal 8th graders don't think about. And the interesting thing, and I'm sure Coach Cherico is probably on him left and right now, wanting to know, is he going to play football at GRC? We know what he does on the basketball court, but will he play football? That's the question. I think Coach Jones, we've lost him again there, but
has he ever played football before?
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's a heck of a football player, and that would be huge if he plays. But I don't know if he's going to or not. But I just I don't know. I just Connor Morganson, he's a different breed, man. I hated to lose him to GRC, but the kid, he's electrifying. This kid shoots from half court. He's got long range. He's a kid that can finish at the rack. He's strong enough. There's not many holes in this young man's game, JJ.
Yeah, I can't wait to see him play. I mean, it's like you said. He's what is he going into the 8th grade, or was he in 8th grade last year?
He was. He's going into his freshman season. Was in 8th grade last year.
Oh, wow.
We got some more comments coming in here. Chad and Rhonda Varney says, only year we won, the running back got hurt on opening kickoff on the sideline, said RP kicked the winning field goal. That's what I thought. That was 99, right, Chad Varney? I think that was 99 when Belfry beat Ironton was during that. So, JJ, that was a big rivalry back in the day. And just like, I always say the Pike Central game, it can't be a rivalry if you've never beat the team.
Right.
A lot of Pike Central fans, even Belfry fans, consider Pike Central a rival. But unless you ever beat them, it's not a rival, right?
I mean, it's kind of like the New York Knicks and the Bulls back in the 90s. I mean, they were a rivalry, but at the end of the day, it was like big brother versus little brother. Little brother never won.
Yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong, Chad. That Ironton game, I could be 100% wrong here, but I'm thinking it was on a Saturday. And if I'm not mistaken, I think D.R. Harmon might have picked up a fumble and run it in for a touchdown. I could be wrong. I don't know if it's that game or not, but I have a vivid memory of that. It could have been a different Saturday game, but I'm pretty sure that might have been that game. But as we're sitting here, guys, you got comments, questions, we'll pop them up there on the Punks Tire comment section. As we're going to take a quick commercial break. Guys, we'll be back here in a minute as we got Connor Morganson coming on at 9:15. JJ Pruitt, Darryl McCoy here on the Start Up Morning Show. We'll be right back after a quick word from our sponsors.
Walters Kia. By now, you know Kia is a great vehicle, and you know they come with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. So why should you buy from Bruce Walters Kia? At Bruce Walters Kia, we're going to change your oil for free for life. And what you do with that money you save is up to you. Come check out the 2022 Kia Carnival and the 2021 Kia Sorento. Only at Bruce Walters Kia in Pikeville. Or shop us online at brucewalterskia.com.
Started right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be for generations to come.
And we're back here on the Startup Morning Show. JJ Pruitt, Darryl McCoy. Guys, this segment here is sponsored by our friends at Mingy Beef Jerky. Guys, Mingy Beef Jerky, #1 beef jerky in the business. As you can get them at all your local convenience stores. JJ, Mingy beef jerky took beef jerky to a different level. Now kids are using this for their source of protein when they work out. I mean, I promise you, Mingy, whether you're doing it for everyday leisure, you just need a midday snack, or you're using it for your protein source, it's a beef jerky for all occasions.
I think that I've actually tried it before. Does it come in a yellow bag by any chance?
It does.
Yeah, it's really good. I mean, I've actually tried it before.
Well, JJ, without further ado, we're not going to make fans wait. We got GRC guard Connor Morgeson. Good morning, Connor.
Morning.
How you doing this morning?
Doing good.
You get ready to get up and get your workout in, or?
Yeah, we're probably gonna go get a few shots up. We got a little workout tonight at about 8 p.m. So.
Okay. Connor coming off a strong weekend down in Louisville where he put on a show. Connor, JJ, he don't know much about your game. I know. I don't know. You've watched the show a few times. JJ, he's new to the landscape here in the mountains. JJ's going to ask you a few questions before I get a hold of you. So, JJ, go ahead.
Connor, man, it's really nice to meet you. I had a chance to look at some of your stats, and I noticed that last year you were 7th in scoring on your team, which is really impressive for somebody that's your age. So, can you tell me what position that you play?
Yeah, I'm a point guard in middle school, but in high school I was more of like the shooting guard. So. Yeah.
Okay, and who are some of the players that you model your game after?
That's a tough one. See, like my favorite player, he's Stephen Curry. Like that's easy, but model my game after, more like I guess Tyler Hero and like Reed Shepherd. I guess that's kind of like the guys I look up to because they're Kentucky players and all that.
Absolutely, those are two really good picks. Do you ever go back and do your parents ever have you like watch old film of like older players from previous decades to try to learn from them as well?
Oh yeah, definitely. I remember John Wall. That's a big one that we used to just kind of just watch over and just kind of like just memorize what he does and stuff. And obviously I watched Kentucky about every day whenever I was little and up to now. And so, I've just always been around basketball whenever I was like real little.
So are you more of like a slasher type, a traditional point guard? Like, are you more of like a Chris Paul or a Steph Curry? Like, who would you say you're more like?
Ooh, I don't know. I'm more of like a.
He's more of a Steph Curry than Chris Paul. He's a scoring guard, JJ. He's a kid. He's a point guard that can really score the rock. If you're going to compare him to somebody that you might know, he's a lot like Greg Davis was back in the day at Tuck Valley.
Oh wow! So and Greg Davis was a really good ball player. So I heard that you recently transferred. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
So my question is, have you had a chance to play with some of your new teammates?
Yeah, so I played the whole summer with them, and we actually did really good. And hopefully we can carry that good summer into the season this year.
Well, I'm excited to see what you do. So are you at being a freshman, or do you find yourself taking on more of a leadership role now, or is there other players on the team that's taking that role and you're going to take it on next year, or what's your leadership role looking like for this year?
Well, I always feel like I should be a leader at some point. And we have some seniors this year that's been at Rupp and has won that state championship. And so, that's kind of their role, but I am going to be a leader in this team. And, I'm going to try my best to, help us win a state championship in these next few years. So.
Well, that's terrific. Go ahead, Darryl.
Connor, I know there's not a big difference between Powell County and Winchester, but coming from the mountains, Powell County there, Winchester definitely, as far as it's a booming city, that's a big difference. But you guys are basically next door to each other. Whenever you take and look, having Josh Cook and having Dylan James down there, mountain coaches, does that help you a little bit feel more comfortable with the staff?
Oh yeah, 100%. It just kind of makes me feel as home.
Yeah. Now, does Coach James, has he ever tried to lace them up with you?
Oh God, Coach J, man, he don't want that work.
You know he's from Martin County, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a great career during his days at Martin County. One of the first that we covered at D&D, just outstanding kid, comes from good stock, but him and Coach Cook both outstanding. And then on the football side, you got Coach Cherico. Have you gave up football, or have you decided if you're going to play this year?
I haven't decided yet. Still, it's just I haven't really decided yet.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you do, you couldn't go wrong, because Coach Cherico is a stand-up guy, that one of the best in the business. You would love playing under that man.
Yeah. So, actually, I went to one of the kind of practices in the summer, little summer workout, and I thought that the coaching staff was really amazing. They just knew what they were talking about, and I learned a lot of stuff that day. So you never know, but I think
Now,
this point,
Connor, I've been on myself. I love watching you on basketball court. I hope you do play football, just because I do know Coach Cherico could definitely use you. But I've been down at GRC. Was you surprised with how nice the facilities are there?
oh man, yeah, they're absolutely stunning, and which this year I really wasn't that surprised, because I had already went down there and went to a few games last year and saw it. But at that moment, yeah, I was super surprised, because coming from Powell County to go to there, it was just kind of like, wow, that's kind of cool.
Now, a lot of people don't realize, JJ, this isn't a true transfer, because in Kentucky, you're allowed to pick your high school, and your brother played at GRC, right?
My uncle did.
Or your uncle. I mean, yeah, your uncle played at GRC, so it's a situation. You're going to start out at GRC. Was that a hard decision, knowing that you grew up? You had built your name at Powell County. That's what everybody knew you for. Was that dynamic guard at Powell County? That was it hard to leave your friends?
Oh yeah, that was, and I've had second thoughts even, after I transferred. But, I just kind of prayed about it, and, God kind of finally told me that I just got to do it for myself, and to, better myself, because He sees things that I don't. And so that's just kind of the mindset that I had throughout it. And I knew that it was all going to be okay with Him. And, that's just kind of how I stuck through it.
Well, you made the perfect decision, I think. And I always hate to see. I hated when you went. One thing, because you're leaving my coverage area, but we're Carter Morganson guys, so we're still going to cover him at GRC. But that's a very tough situation. And then but at the end of the day, the work that you put in, the time you put in, the sacrifices your family makes for you to put the time and the work in. It's kind of, you would be cheating yourself if you didn't put yourself in the best possible situation to get noticed and to achieve your dreams, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
The JJ, this weekend, Connor went off at the Made Hoops camp. Was one of the biggest talks there. A lot of people didn't expect that 2028 kid to come in and do work like he did. Right now, the thing that impressed me the most is when I spoke to you and interviewed you up there, Connor, everybody knows that you're an elite offensive player, and that's what they know you for. But when I spoke to you, you said, you was like, I mean, I come in right now, I want to come off the bench, I want to come in, I want to be that spark. And, I'm just trying to make, my reputation on the defensive end right now, so I can show how I can help the team in that area. Talk about that mindset. And, most kids don't have that mindset. It's about scoring the rock, but you really want to get better at stuff that you're weak at. Talk about that.
Yeah. So, me and my uncle and my papa. So we kind of just discussed a few things, and you know, instead of getting in the gym and getting up, in which that's great, getting up shots in the gym, that's amazing. And I do that, but focusing on your weaknesses is only going to make them your strengths. And then whenever you have no more weaknesses, that's whenever you focus on your strengths. So that way they can just be out of the roof. You know what I mean? And so I'd rather be a three-way player or a four-way player than just a one or a two, because if because that way people can shut me down. It's not gonna help my team if I can go and score 30 points, but then the guy that I'm guarding can score 32. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So and also being that freshman row at GRC, a big school, very well known school in the state of Kentucky. I don't really want to, you know, I'm just going to play my game, and I'm going to start that on the defensive end and help my team win no matter what, and just give us the best chance possible to win basketball games.
Listen, Connor, I love that mindset. You got the right mindset. You're coming in, you're not wanting everybody to think that you're a prima donna. You're coming in just to play offense and do that part. You're wanting to get down, get your hands dirty, and really do the stuff. Seems like you're wanting to prove yourself to the seniors and the leaders on this team that, you belong, and that, they should feel confident when you're on the floor.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
As we got some comments coming in here. Dalton King says, that's my boy, said he's the same way in football, said he's a great tackler and a ball hawk in the back end, said, but also he's an unbelievable blocker, said when he doesn't have the ball, one of my favorite guys I've coached. So is that your old football coach or something?
Wait, who was it? I didn't hear the name.
Dexton King.
Oh, yeah. So that's my football coach whenever we just recently won the EKC championship.
Okay.
Yeah, that was our head football coach for a minute.
Well, let's talk about the 2028 class. Here in the mountains, they've really been 4 or 5 kids that separated themselves in that class. You got to compete against 3 of them at the D&D All-Star game. And I think, that All-Star game really, people had heard about Connor Morganson, but nobody had really got to see it. And they definitely hadn't got to see it against the top tier talent here in the deep in the mountains. That All-Star game, when you come up there, you went off, but you still got to play against the best of the best, like Dakota Dalton from Chapmanville, Nick Prater from Perry Central, and then the other big dog, I guess, in that class is Andrew Terry, who recently went to Montgomery County. I know you're competitive. Does them 4 guys, do you keep them 4 guys on your radar and you try to make sure that you're ahead of them during the season? Do you keep an eye on what they're doing, or?
If I'm gonna be honest with you, I mean, yeah, I look at them and see what they're doing, but I don't let it bother me. Those are my friends. I'm not. Me and Dakota Dalton talk almost every day, so. And Andrew Terry moving to Montgomery County, he's my rival now. So, but I don't know. It doesn't really affect me that much as you'd think. Because I just got recently, ranked 2nd in the state. So my main focus is just getting that number 1 spot, but also to just kind of fade away from those rankings, because at an early age they really don't tell anything, because I could get past like this and not even know it, and so I just kind of need to focus on myself and just better myself every day.
I love everything you're saying there, and that's the big thing when you take and look. You 4 players are all special in your own right. Andrew Terry, he come hunting you down. He found out you was in GRC, so he said, I'm gonna go there so I can prove myself against him. And he's going to be an outstanding player as well. Super athletic, long, can cause a lot of problems, and of course Dakota, dual sport athlete. Super strong, can finish in a multitude of ways, 3 level scorer. But this weekend, you going and down and getting to play against older cats at this tournament at the Made Hoops camp. Talk about what you gained from this weekend and what you come home with saying, like, I got to get better at, and what you felt good about.
I got to get better at definitely scoring off the dribble. I really didn't play the best basketball games, which you're gonna have that. You're not always gonna go out and drop 30 and absolutely just go crazy. But my defense, man, it was just kind of more of the things I focused on in this weekend. But the thing I took back from it was definitely scoring off the dribble. I didn't really do that very well, and I wish I'd have done it more, but taking my guy to the rim, and I usually do that, but for some reason I felt like I don't want to say nervous because I don't want to admit it, but for some reason I was really nervous, and I need to work on my mindset, and I guess get more ready for what my hands can feel, I guess.
Well, it's definitely situations like that. They're tough, especially for a young kid. And, because, in that situation, it's hard to work on your complete game because everybody's got the mindset, it's pretty much whoever touches the ball on the inbounds passes who's going to take it to the rack and score. There's not much passing going on there. So Ashley Dalton tunes in. He says 2028 has some studs, and Connor's one of them. As you're sitting here, well, I'll tell you what, before we go into getting people to know you, JJ, you got any more questions for him?
I'm ready for the fan questions. I'm not going to.
All right. Yeah, here we go.
I'm ready.
Let's get to know Connor Morganson a little bit. Fans want to know, Connor, what's your favorite shoe?
Ooh, I like the. Have you ever saw the Scoot Hendersons?
No.
I'm gonna Google those real quick.
Yeah, those are my favorite shoes by far. Easy.
Do you got a pair?
Yeah, I got a pair.
You got them nearby you?
I think so. Here, I'll go grab them for y'all.
Okay, go grab them. Let's see them. Yeah, here we go. JJ, you ain't got to Google. He's gonna take care of us here. Let's see the Scoot Hendersons, guys.
No, Scoot Henderson. Okay. I typed in Harrison.
No, Scoot Henderson.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. He's got some taste.
Yeah,
these are very flashy. I like these.
These are the Scoot Henderson.
Oh.
Those are nice.
I have seen them. Them are sweet, man. They're built a lot like Kobe's.
Yeah, and then I got these, the Jason Tatums. I like these too.
I'm a huge fan of Tatum's. The old ones, I heard mixed reviews on them. I heard a lot of people say that the bottoms would bust out a lot, and they wasn't very durable, the old ones. But the Omara seems like they got better reviews on them.
Yeah, I love them. I really do. But I got a size too big for me, so it's kind of like lounge shoes whenever I put them on. So I just work out.
You'll grow into it. You got plenty of room to grow.
What about your favorite casual shoe? Like, I know those look like basketball sneakers. Do you have like one that you like to wear, like if you go to the mall or to the movies or anything like that?
I guess just Dunks, Nike Dunks, or I'm a slide person, so I like to wear slides a lot.
I like the Panda Dunks.
Yeah, I have a pair of those too.
I like them. So also, what's your favorite cereal?
Ooh, Fruity Pebbles, easy.
90% of our athletes say Fruity Pebbles. JJ, I think that would be the only cereal sold anymore if you listen to these athletes.
Yeah, it's either a running joke or it's everybody's favorite.
Yeah. Now, you just moved to Winchester. A lot more food options there. What's your favorite restaurant to go to in Winchester?
Ooh, if somebody from Winchester is watching this, no, they're not gonna believe me, and they're not gonna me. But I like this place. It's called something Tokyo. It's like it's hibachi. It's so good, man. I tried it one day, and I got like chicken fried rice and stuff like that, and it was just amazing.
Is it up on the left, up on the bank?
It's you know where the movie theaters is?
Yeah.
It's like right on that strip. It's
Okay.
called something at Tokyo, but I have no clue what it's called, like actually.
I used to like there used to be a sandwich shop as soon as you went down in there on the right, right there by Big Boy, and I think it's closed now. Maybe it might have shut down. It has a basketball rim outside it,
Yeah.
called Watlands or something like that. I don't know why it shut down because it was always packed, and I actually seen Coach Cherico in there. But Connor, if when you refer to the Winchester, they got a couple nicknames. What do you refer to it? Is it Win City or Sinchester?
Winchester or Win City, easy.
There you go, Win City. Now, also, do you know what drink Winchester is known for?
I don't.
L8.
Really?
Yeah, the L8 factory's there. You could actually go take tours there.
I knew that actually, yeah. Is it right beside, like beside the Mexican restaurant?
I'm not sure where it's at there. I just know it is there. Now, let's go in. What is your favorite sports movie?
The Blind Side.
Okay. All right. Now, what is if you was to take and I don't know if you're a big superhero fan, but what's your favorite superhero?
Spider-Man, easy.
Spider-Man. Oh, there you go. The JJ, you probably wouldn't even know JJ's. JJ's is a guy named Blade. Do you know who Blade is?
Nope.
Oh
I
my
didn't think
gosh.
you would.
Oh.
I didn't think you would. The now, when you sit here and look, what is if you're not playing basketball and you're on your spare time watching TV, rooting on teams and other sports? I'm gonna go through each sport. You tell us your favorite team.
Okay.
All right. NBA,
Golden State Warriors.
college basketball.
Kentucky.
There you go. The now college football.
Okay. It's a mix up. It's a mix up. So obviously I'm gonna always root for Kentucky, and no matter what, like
All right.
even the smallest sports. But I am a Michigan fan, so
That's all. That's an odd choice. What drew you to Michigan?
it's man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I bought here like 4 years ago. I bought these Michigan slides,
Yeah.
and ever since then I've been, I guess a Michigan fan.
Listen, it's funny how that works because whenever I was a kid, my dad bought me a pair of New York Knicks pants, like MC Hammer pants, and ever since then I've been a diehard Knicks fan. It's funny how just little things that you buy or somebody gives you, and then all of a sudden you're like, I like that logo, or especially I mean back then, that was one of my nicest pieces of clothing. So, I was like, well, I mean, they just gave it to me and wear it. So I guess I'm going to be a fan of this team. So that's how fandom starts sometimes. Now, NFL.
Ooh, mine's the Arizona Cardinals, but
Cardinals.
Yep.
Wow.
I've watched Kyler Murray since ever since I was little. He's just kind of because he's been that smaller quarterback that's kind of made it out, and you don't really see that. Usually, you see a quarterback 6 foot something, but Kyler, I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, don't hold me against this, but I'm pretty sure he's like 5'11", right? Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just absolutely insane to be playing guys like 6'8", like 300 pounds against you, and you can't see over them, but you can play, and that's I kind of look up to that, you know.
MLB team.
Ooh, I'm not much of a baseball guy, but if I had to pick, probably the Reds.
Okay, yeah. Every Kentuckian's always going to be the Reds. That's our hometown team, kind of. Celebrity crush.
Man, ain't this a question? I've never really thought about it.
She might be watching. You never know.
I guess you got to give it to shoot, Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift. Uh-oh. So Connor's a Swiftie.
Yep.
Yep. Well, we got a couple people tuning in here. Whitey Little says he watched you play for the 606 Elite team, and against them, said in AAU, said you're a really good player, Connor, and your coach, Cameron Works, is tuning in. So big shout out there. Now, if I was to look through Connor Morganson's playlist, what's the top 3 artists?
Lil Baby.
All right.
For sure. And then after Rod Wave.
Rod Wave. That's the second one we've had there, JJ.
And then you got to throw in a little country, so I'm going to say Zach Bryan. Ooh. George Strait, actually. No, George.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
George Strait going old school on us.
Yeah, George Strait.
Yeah, I like Zach Bryan and George Strait. I could dig both of them. Rod Wave, I've not listened to him yet, but that's what me and JJ's going to listen to this evening. And Connor, as you're sitting here, one last question I got for you. You know, obviously, you coming in, everybody knows you as that small dynamic guard. You're explosive off the bounce. You can score in a multitude of ways. When as you're moving forward, what are some of the things that you're going to work on and make sure you get better at to make sure that, people don't ever hold your height against you?
My jumping.
Okay.
I don't know if you saw at the Made Hoops though. I was getting up there and one of the drills we was doing. And so I feel like if you can jump, it kind of not really, but like it kind of takes your small height and gives you a little bit more, because you got a big guy who's unathletic and can't jump, and you're guarding him or something, like a bigger guard, and he's unathletic. I feel like you have more the advantage because you're athletic and you're using that against him, instead of he can have all the skills in the world, but I think if you're a basketball player and you're very unathletic, and it's going to be hard for you, but you can definitely do it. I've saw some people who are unathletic that can absolutely hoop. So
you just got to have it up here. You got to be smarter than the other person.
Oh, yeah. Oh, this is the most important tool that you can ever work on, ever. It's mental.
I agree. JJ, you got any last questions for him?
I got one. If you could attend one sporting event throughout history, which one would it have been?
The NBA Finals.
Can you tell me which game specifically?
Oh.
Yeah, like all throughout the history, like any game you've ever watched as a kid, like if you could have been there live to see it, which one would it have been?
Okay, I got 2.
Okay.
The MJ, I'm not for sure who he was playing in the
Utah.
final.
Utah.
Yeah, Utah. Whenever he hit that crossover and broke him. Oh, God. And then I'd like to see the game where LeBron, playing against my team, LeBron blocked Andre Iguodala off the backboard against Golden State, and that kind of sealed the deal with Kyrie and LeBron versus Golden State in that finals. Was that 16?
Yes, 2016.
That's what I thought, yeah. That one for sure. And then Michael Jordan.
Well, he's. I think he's the third person that has said the 2016 finals, but I do like that you chose the 1998 finals as well, because that's the one I would have wanted to go to.
So I got a question for you all.
All right.
Okay.
What are your all's like all-time top 5 in the NBA?
What would be our starting lineup, or who do we think are the best 5 players?
The best 5.
All right. MJ. I'm always going to go Kobe second. Him and MJ was built different. And then gotta go Bird, Kareem, and I'm gonna go a little different. I know a lot of people say Magic or LeBron, but I got to go Hakeem Olajuwon. I think Hakeem Olajuwon, he was so good, by far the best ever in the post. That's probably my top 5 all time.
I'll give you my all-time starting 5 that I think wouldn't lose if they were on the court together. I would go with Steph Curry at the 1. I would go with Jordan at the 2. I would go with Kawhi Leonard when he was with the Toronto Raptors.
JJ, that's not the question. That's not the question. He wants to know who is your top 5 all time, not start 5. Who is your top 5?
Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Tim Duncan, and probably Magic Johnson.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah.
Magic over Bird.
I'm a little bandwagon. I think Steph Curry's in my top 5, but that's just me.
What's your top 5, Connor?
MJ. All right, MJ at the 1, and then Kobe at the 2. And to me, that's the better player, LeBron. He kind of owns him in the finals whenever it matters.
Mm-hmm.
So I got Steph at the 3, LeBron at the 4, and then my 5 is probably Shaquille O'Neal because.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I can go with that. One thing we agree on: LeBron has no business in the top 5. Ashley Dalton says, "Could you imagine Connor and Dakota Dalton on the same AAU squad? That would be a tough team to stop for sure. Both of them. You put them 2 on each wing, it'd be hard for defenses to decide who they're going to guard." Before we go, the last question I'm gonna go, and then we got to go because we're running a little late here with you. Playing for the Warks boys, Cameron and Kean, how fun was that?
Oh man, it was a blast. Hopefully I get to do it again. Later on, but it was a blast. I learned a lot from them. They're great coaches, and I hopefully they hit my phone back up when they do it.
Well, I'll tell you what, Kean Works. I don't know if you remember, Kean. A couple years ago at Sweet 16, does he ever pull a video out and show you what he done to Reed Shepherd?
Yep, he did it last. I said, I remember it. He said,
"Yeah."
I think I was a little like trash talking him or something like that. You can't guard me, something like that. Then he pulled his phone out and he showed me. So this is what I did to Reed Shepherd.
Kean, this is the honest truth, and if you want to know, don't ever let your height get in the way of what you're going to do, because Kean, the thing that you got on Kean is you're more offensive skilled than Kean. Like Kean, he's just a dog. He's an elite competitor, elite. I mean, he's just complete player. But just offensive wise, you're more offensive minded. But when you sit there and look what Kean, that year, Kean's senior year, Kean was the biggest mismatch problem in the state at 5'8". It was crazy what he was able to do at his size. There was nobody that wanted to face him because they knew what he was going to do to them. And that right there is a great example. That's you keep Kean and Cameron in your life; they'll help you along the way.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So Cross Taylor tuning in as we see him. But Connor, we're going to get off here real quick, and we got to finish the show. always love catching up with you, my man. We'll get you back on here in a few weeks, bring you on, talk to you some more. But I always enjoy watching you, man, and always your biggest fans from afar. You need anything, you make sure you let us know here at D&D.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, guys. Connor Morganson from Winchester, Kentucky. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back here on the D&D Sports Network.
Started right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be for generations to come.
We're back here on the Startup Morning Show. JJ Pruitt, Darryl McCoy here. JJ, this segment is sponsored by our good friends at Crace Construction, Solid Rock Development. If you're trying to build your dream home, build it with Willie Crace and our friends at Crace Construction. They'll make sure that you get your dream home built at the lowest price possible. Give them a call today for all your home building needs. A lot of people tuning in here loved Connor's interview, and I told you before you come on, JJ, this kid was going to be a hit. He just talks so well for his age.
That hands down my favorite interview so far. I mean, I've had the privilege of interviewing a lot of really good players, but you know, he's probably my favorite so far. I mean, just how well spoken he is at such a young age. I mean, he's got a bright future ahead of him.
Got a lot of comments as we look over to our right, JJ. We see Chelsea Brewer says, because there are so many, said Connor, one day we are going to meet Taylor Swift. Wow. So I hope that happens for Connor. You know, maybe you never know. You know, she may dump Travis Kelce for him.
You never know.
Yeah. Cross Taylor says, what's up, guys? Cross Taylor, you repoing any buildings today? By the way, for all your building needs, make sure if you're looking for whether it's a man cave, a she shed, utility building, go to Southside Buildings and Carports. We got to get them on as a sponsor of the morning show here, JJ.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Also, we see Chelsea Brewer says, great job, Connor. Carl Whitey Little says, great interview, great young man. So, guys, make sure you send your comments, questions here. Still got a lot to talk about. JJ, as we move on, did you see the elections in Venezuela? Venezuela is going wild right now as during their election, I guess the people that the president got elected is not the ones that the constituents wanted, and there's riots going on all over Venezuela right now.
That is insane. I mean, but, you know, like, I could honestly see something like that happening here. I mean, that's my first question. Whenever you tell me a story like that that's happening somewhere else, I'm like, well, you know, if this election doesn't go the way that people want it to, and they genuinely think that there was foul play, you know, I could really see something like that happening as well.
Yeah, I could definitely see that happening. And Connor Morganson tunes in. He said, Travis Kelce, I'm coming. So he's putting Travis Kelce on notice, JJ.
Absolutely.
Love the kid's swag. But I could see it. We almost got that last year or last election when Trump lost, you know, and when, you know, magically, you know, the votes got added up a little different than what most people think they were. You know, you seen people storm the government buildings. You seen people go wild over that. So, you know, this time I think that there's going to be such an overwhelming support for Donald Trump that people will know that something's fishy is going on if he does not win. So I could definitely see that happening here in America. You know, hopefully Americans are a little more respectful and, you know, ain't burning towns down. You know, we've seen it in the past, but hopefully that's not the case. But I could see Americans being very unhappy if Donald Trump is not president.
I agree with that 100%. And can I be honest? I mean, it could have got really bad a couple of years ago for that January the 6th situation. I mean, if those people could have got in that room, I mean, who's to say there wouldn't have been one person in the bunch that would have tried to do something crazy? I mean, it could have got it. We could have had a story like that.
Yeah, that I mean, you could definitely see it, and I hope that I hope we're better than that. And I mean, listen, go through the proper channels, and you can find out the truth in situations like that. But go through the proper channels and make it happen, and trust in the process is all I can say. No need to destroy something that we're going to have to pay to build back. At the end of the day, it's the taxpayers that's got to pay to build this stuff back.
Absolutely, I agree with that 100%. But I don't know if. I don't know if I have that much faith in us, honestly. I mean, I really don't think that people are going to want to go through the proper channels because they're not going to know what the proper channels are. You're going to have one group of people that's going to this source. You're going to have one group of people that's going to this source. And, everybody's going to have their own truth, and you're not going to be able to change their minds.
Well, JJ, we got a question coming in to the YouTube channel. Looks like Timothy Radford says, is Belfry going to be a legit contender this year with Estridge? Well, we'll talk about that final segment, Timothy, if that's okay. We'll talk about that, and, I think it's got a lot to do. Does the football players play? Does Chase Varney come back out and play? Does Caden Varney, could all be big helps to them. But, we'll talk about that final segment, if that's okay with you, Timothy. Want to continue with this election. Did you see where Russia is putting out propaganda on American social media and making people think it's from unwitting Americans and putting out false information to try to deter and persuade how the election goes, or trying to create conflict between Americans?
So history is repeating itself.
Yeah.
Because we've seen this before.
Yes, we have.
And it doesn't surprise me at all that this is happening. And it's like, before you, like, I'm somebody that, I don't just go to any news outlet. Like, I try to go to multiple news outlets that are credible or that have been credible for decades. Yeah. Instead of just scrolling through Facebook and seeing an article and then you're like, well, where's that source coming from? But a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people don't take the time to do like thorough research. And I can see another scenario where a lot of people get, flooded with misinformation and they actually believe it and they end up being swayed the other way, depending on which side of the, political party that they're on.
Yeah, I mean, I agree 100%, but, one thing, I don't know, I seen it, and the first thing that came to my mind was when we started seeing stuff put out that Kamala Harris was leading the election.
Yeah, I'm like, well,
and
really?
I'm like, how in the world is that a possibility? Now, Donald Trump has come out, and I think that a lot of it is his vice president. I mean, listen, JD Vance. A lot of people like him here in the mountains. Some people don't, and, I think JD Vance hurt him more than he helped him, picking him as the VP.
Yeah, some of those comments that he made about, people who have children should have more power.
Yeah.
Like, I don't agree with that. To me, it's like,
he's an odd cat at times, and I'm going to make you a bet.
Okay.
I'm going to say when the election comes in November that J.D. Vance isn't the vice president candidate.
Do you think that by that time that he's going to pick somebody else?
I think there'll be a change.
Who would you pick? Like, would it be a male, a female? Like, do you have somebody in mind? Like, if you were, like...
I mean, obviously, if there's a Republican female right now, a strong Republican female, that could definitely help Donald Trump, because a lot of the people, if you did, a lot of people would say he's kind of male chauvinist, but I think that's further from the truth, but that could definitely help him. Or I don't know if there's a minority candidate that's a strong Republican that could help him.
The only one I could think of would be like maybe a Candace Owens.
Yeah.
I don't know how big she's more of a personality, but she still seems very knowledgeable, and she's, a minority as well. So she could probably appeal to a lot of audiences, on that side of the field.
Well, I tell you what, we'll that's enough about election talk, because tomorrow we're going to have a guest on. We're going to have Bath County Coach Matthew Perry, and I promise you he'll have something to say about the election. So as we move on here, JJ, McDonald's sales are down at McDonald's. JJ, you talked about this a couple weeks ago. It was your grind your gears segment. McDonald's high prices now for a double cheeseburger, you're paying over $3. Are you surprised that McDonald's sales are down for 2 straight quarters?
I'm trying to keep my composure, but this is a very sensitive topic for me. Yeah, it's called karma. That's what it is. I mean, how are you going to double and triple the price of everything, but the wages are still staying the same? Like, I don't even the coupons that they have on the app, like those are changing. Like some of the ones that were really good that would give you a good deal, but they're not on there anymore. And I'm really not surprised, because you can't keep raising the price of everything while everybody's still in the same position and expect people to still pay for it. I mean, I get it. At some point, there's a demand, like even with like Netflix and stuff like that. But there's plenty of other restaurants out there that will offer better deals. I mean, yeah, I'm not surprised.
Here's the problem. McDonald's is always known for value meals and, to be cheap, to have a dollar menu, and that's what we grew up on. Now, McDonald's, if you go there and you got a family of 3 or a family of 4, all right, no matter what, I got a family of 4. It's over $30 every time that we go there, every time. So, that McDonald's, there's no way that for a fast food drive through the window that you should be paying $30. Listen, in that case, wipe out all the McDonald's and give us cookouts, because cookouts 10-1 are a lot better value. Yeah, and guess what? You get chicken nuggets, you get fries, you get burgers, you get anything you want at cookout. Now, McDonald's, I seen interview today during the show here how they're going to try to overcome it, and they're going to try to give us a big wave of $5 meal deals.
Those $5 meal deals are still trash. I mean, you get a small little drink, you get a small order of French fries, or you get a McChicken sandwich. Like that's not a good deal. I mean, when we were younger, it was you could get 2 double cheeseburgers, an order of fries, and a drink for $5. Like you're not getting anything for those prices. I mean, no.
I agree with you. I think McDonald's, their pricing has got outrageous, and the thing is, service has got worse. The McDonald's up at the Mall Hill in Belfry, Kentucky, it's always been horrible. If you go there, they're just about guaranteed to get your order wrong. But McDonald's services, I hate the self-service things up front. At the end of the day, that's taking people's jobs. So you're taking people off there. Now, no McDonald's has the playhouses anymore. So and
the
McDonald's
ice cream machine is never working.
Ice cream machine never works. And instead of McDonald's now, it's become, I think they've tried to become more like a Panera or, something that's more adult. They're catering toward adults more than being kid friendly. When I walk in there now, it don't scream Happy Meal. It's like they're all up to date, with trying to get the best of technology. Got the nicest chic furniture. No, give me the old booths, the old red or yellow booths. Where kids can go in, they can play if they mess it up. It don't matter. Give me the playhouse outside. I want McDonald's to be kid friendly. I want to walk in, see the big plastic case with all the Happy Meal toys in it that they got then. Nowadays it's not like that. They're just not very kid friendly, and the prices keep going up. Kids want Happy Meals, but parents, they just can't afford to keep paying the prices at McDonald's. McDonald's has to do something about their pricing, or they're going to continue to see stores like Wendy's, Burger King, places like that coming for them.
And take that stupid McDouble off the menu. Like, it's a double cheeseburger with 2 pieces of cheese. Like, stop charging an extra $1.50 for that extra piece of cheese. Just take that off the menu. Like, that's unbelievable. I mean, my order 2 years ago was $9. The same order today without the coupons is like $16.
See, that's ridiculous, and they're almost forcing people, to go through the apps, because the McDonald's app, my wife does it, and you do get some good deals with it, but it shouldn't be that way. You shouldn't have to download an app. You shouldn't have to go through all that, go through all the couponing just to be able to eat at McDonald's.
I literally have to use 2 coupons. Like, I place my order, and then I'll get half of it with 1 coupon, and then I'll wait 15 minutes before the time expires before I can use the second coupon, and then I'll finish my order off. I shouldn't have to do that.
Let us know what your thoughts at home are, folks. Now, Congress set to pass a law, JJ. American flags can only be purchased by government buildings by companies that make American flags here in the U.S.
Okay, wait, can you say that one more time?
Congress is passing a law to where government buildings can only buy flags from companies that make the American flags here in the United States.
I mean, I don't see anything wrong with that.
No, they said 85% of American flags purchased by government buildings are made in China.
Why does that not surprise me? Just always trying to save money instead of thinking about what's, about this.
Well, this is going to help Americans because it's going to supply jobs. It's going to, it's going to give us more of a, I guess, it's going to give, it'll be better quality. It's going to give us more of an attachment because it's made right here in America. If you go and see an American flag outside a government building, it was made somewhere here in our country. I love it. I wish that more laws was passed about stuff like this and bring more companies, more factories back to America.
Absolutely. These are the kind of stories I like to hear about. I call that a feel-good story.
Darren Brewer says he's wanting that D&D shirt. Darren, I had one in my car. I forgot to give it to you on that second day. We will make sure you get that.
Hold on, I still need my shirt.
Send me your address. JJ, yours is coming.
I've been here for almost a month.
Yeah, the OPB goes 1-1 on the weekend. OPB Swish, Carla Booth, and the crew go 1-1. They played Raleigh. Played them within 7. That was great. After the smackdown they took at home, they come back. They said we knew we was better than what we showed here at home. They just had an unbelievable shooting night. So they went down Raleigh and looked really good against them. Well, the next day they got a dub against Greensboro. So they'll come back home. I think they're 2-2 right now on the season. Both losses coming to Raleigh, the Raleigh Aces right now. They'll be back home this Saturday. Make sure you folks flood the gymnasium. Come out, support the OPB Swish. We really need this here in the mountains. It gives us something else to do, JJ. Could not be more excited for Carla Booth and them getting that dub on the road.
I'm excited for them as well. And I think that they're going to finish, I believe the head coach said that they have 8 games in the season.
Yeah.
I think they'll finish 5-3. I really think they're going to get it together and have a winning record.
Well, Michaela Epps playing a lot better. Carla Booth was bragging on her, saying Michaela, right now she's getting back to the way she always played. So when you got Michaela Epps playing the way she can, they're going to be a handful to compete against. Now,
is she the one that got drafted by the WNBA?
Yeah.
Okay, I was just making sure.
They got a couple on there that got drafted by the WNBA. JJ,
Yes, sir.
UFC changing the rules. The 12-6 elbow rule. So basically, when fighters throw elbows, 12-6, when you come straight from top down to the bottom, that's the 12-6. They changed the rules a few years ago to where you had to do it from the side. If you brought 12-6, it was illegal. It costed UFC champ John Jones a blemish on his record, the only blemish against the Hamill back in the day. Should they go back and give John Jones that win back?
Absolutely. I mean, if you're going to change the rules to where, it's almost like even in sports, like with them giving Reggie Bush's Heisman Trophy back. I mean, if you're going to change a rule that cost somebody a match, and clearly he dominated, like he beat the brakes off of this guy. And, I actually remember watching that fight. He was going straight down and the referee ended up stopping it. I 100% believe that if they change that rule to where that move specifically is legal now, they should definitely give him his win.
No, they shouldn't.
You don't think so?
And
or make it a no contest. I mean, even if you're not going to make it a win because the fight got stopped, make it a no contest. Make it something.
The biggest John Jones fan in the world, but no, they should not give the win back to him because at the end of the day, that was the rules. That was the rules then. And he broke them. So no, you can't just go back and say, okay, well, this is the way that it should have been, so let's change it. Can't do that. He broke a rule that was a rule when he fought him, and no, the blemish should stay on his record.
Yeah, so he's forever going to be known for losing a fight that, where he broke a rule that's no longer a broken rule. I mean, I get what you're saying, but at the same time, it's like, I'd at least make it a no contest. Like, come on, make it something.
I don't know. I think you leave it alone. Well, I'll tell you what, we still got a load of topics to talk about, so we're running out of time today. I promise you, we got some big topics that we got to talk about tomorrow. You guys want to tune in tomorrow morning. This is going to be one of the most controversial first segments that we've ever had. Tune in tomorrow morning. Watch us here on the Startup Morning Show. We'll have Coach Perry at 12, or we'll have Coach Perry at 8:30, and then at 9:15, I don't know who we'll have yet. We'll have some athlete. You guys, want to thank you again for always tuning in to the Startup Morning Show. JJ Pruitt, Darryl McCoy. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Until then, good day.